whenever I hear someone say, just trust, let go, something inside of me thinks, well, I want to do that, I want to let go. I want to trust. I want to live a different reality. I just can't. I want to choose differently. I want to express myself from a different place, but I cannot. I don't know how. When I am faced with the choice, when I am faced with the decision of choosing something different, of doing something else, of thinking in a different way, I just cannot. I am overwhelmed by all of the thoughts I have and all of the discomfort and the skepticism and the lack of trust. I doubt when it comes to
implementing
the change or
implementing
choice or grounding the new self. There is this pause, that prevents me from actually implementing what I know I have to implement to see the change and to modify my behavior and to change my life. And so I am a human development and spiritual coach. So part of my job is to tell my clients to let go and trust and come into alignment with themselves and so on. So because I walk my talk, I've realized that the reason why sometimes it's difficult to implement the change, even though when we want to do it, the difficulty comes
when we don't have the space and therefore neither
the possibility to hold that vibration. And not only that, there is something in us, most times fear, that prevents us from implementing the change, from making a different choice. And that has something to do not only with, everything is energy, but not only with thoughts or with emotions,
but also with
our nervous system, with something physical in us that prevents us from making the choice. So if you have been trying to change your thoughts, if you have been trying to change your behavior, your reality, to implement a different version of you, just to choose differently, to choose and act differently. If you have been trying to do that, but you cannot, don't blame yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. There is a reason why you cannot do that. And it has to do with your nervous system. It has to do as well with beliefs. It has to do with implants sometimes. It has to do with energetic contracts. There are so many things involved in the reason why you cannot move forward. But an important one to work on and to realize is the physical plane. We really need to master the physicality if we want to master all the other levels. And this is not a linear path. If you are very much in tune with your spirit guides or with your vibration or with any energetic practice you have, that's great. But if you're still finding resistance, if you're still not embodying or living your full potential or your dream life, you might need to come back into the physical world and work on your physicality so that the energetic work you are doing can actually pay off. And again, it comes back to nervous system regulation and physical release of emotions stuck in the body. Sometimes those emotions are stuck literally in our bones, in our cells, in our muscles. I know I have some stuck energy in my left shoulder, somewhere here in my back, and it's in my muscle, in the tissue of my muscle. There are some other things here in my neck also stuck, and I can feel how tendons and physical fibers in my neck are holding the emotion or the vibration, the energy
of anger, frustration, and fear, which are
preventing me from moving forward or doing some of the things I really want to do. For a very long time in my life, fear has been the factor that prevents me from doing
most things.
And fear is not only mental, it's very much physical. It's in my stomach. There was a lot of fear in my stomach, in my intestines, in my womb area. There was a lot of fear in my root chakra as well, physically, in that pelvic area. The energy was stuck in the root chakra, but the root chakra has a physical correspondence in my physical body. So the emotion of fear was very much present. I could feel it physically as cramps, as anxiety, as food not processing properly. Even though often we talk about energies
as if they were something intangible,
there is a physical component, a tangible component to those energies. If we don't release them from the physicality, we won't release them from the energetic field. We need to work holistically. We need to work with every layer and every level of who we are. And in this planet, in this reality, in this dimension, we are part of a body, or the body is part of us, whichever way you want to see it. But there is a physical component to us as energetic beings, as energy beings. And we cannot just bypass that physical
component.
We need to work with it. If we don't, if we only clear energy in the energetic level, we will see progress because energy moves fast. But again, we won't see the results we want to see until we don't tackle physicality, mental energy, emotional energy, and then spiritual or energetic energy. And all of those layers are different representation of energy. They are energy levels anyway, just different ones. So I think it's time we see the spiritual path or spiritual practices or energy clearing as a whole process with different levels. And I also, what I came here to say is that there is a reason why you cannot let go. If you hear people on the internet, including me, saying, just trust, let go, lean into the good vibes, or even into the bad vibes, do the shadow work and all of those things. And then you find yourself not being able to do those things. If you cannot feel into your emotions, if you cannot calm your mind, if you cannot release things, there is a reason why. There is a reason why you cannot just flow. I'm saying this because I don't want you to feel guilty. I don't want you to feel ashamed. I don't want you to, we're already very hard on ourselves. I think most of us. I don't want you to do that with yourself. I would like you to avoid putting more pressure on you, putting yourself down even more than probably you already are if you are not living your dream life, by knowing that there is a reason why you cannot do what everybody else is trying to do or already doing or has already accomplished. Many of the people that, I don't know everybody, right? But many of those people that share or manifest really easily, that have positive vibes 80% of the time, I'm sure they've worked for that. They worked to get there. They did what they needed to do to get to where they are. So you might say, I'm doing it too. I'm doing it. I'm trying to meditate. I'm trying to cancel, to avoid negative thoughts. I'm trying to, I don't know, most of us do that, right? We rely a lot on meditation and energy clearing techniques and positive thinking, but that the answer is not fully there. You need to move consciously. And now somatic exercises are kind of in vogue. I think there is a reason why they are needed, and they cannot be done individually either. The process of becoming needs to be a holistic process, needs to involve the body, the mind, the emotions, the spirit. It needs to involve all of who we are, and we are all of that and more. So if you have been working mostly on the energetic side of life, with that I'm referring to meditation, energy clearing, visualization, manifestation techniques, and all of the mental work and energy work, if you have been doing that and it's not working, include your body. You need to include your body, include the somatic exercises, move yourself mindfully. What does that mean? You can do your yoga practice or your yoga session or even weightlifting. You can do anything. You can run, whatever type of, even walk. I don't like to exercise, so I'm not saying go run a marathon or go spend 1 hour in the gym. That's not what I'm saying, because actually the way you need to move for the energy to release from your physical body is a slow motion. You need to move in a slow motion. If you are in a very overactive state of being physically because of the nervous system, again, you might not be able to do the slow movement required for you to release what needs to be released from your physical body, which unfortunately I will say you will need to
build the capacity to do it at some point,
even if you are not comfortable with it, because
overcoming
that discomfort is what will make the difference. But again, just move in whichever way you want to move. Yoga, running, weightlifting, Pilates, whatever. Do whatever you want to do. But when you do it with consciousness. Do it mindfully. What does that mean? Do it with a purpose, with intention.
Pay attention to
how your body feels when you are lifting the weights, when you are doing the squats, when you are moving the legs to keep you going. For this energy to release from your body, you need to pay attention to the body, to the way you move, to the way you feel. Even a yoga class needs to be done mindfully, with mindfulness, with attention. Because many of us, when we go into a yoga class, we are more concerned with the position. We want to do the asanas properly. We want to make sure the hand is in the right place and the leg and the alignment is very important in yoga. And sure, it's important because you can injure yourself if not done properly. But then when we are so concerned about the posture of the body, we are still in our mind, even if we're trying to feel the body, with a yoga class. But next time you go to your yoga class, instead of focusing so much on the correct alignment of your body, focus on what that alignment makes you feel, even if you cannot align yourself, or especially if you cannot align your leg to the right angle. That mindfulness, that observation, that intention of releasing what needs to be released through movement is what will make the difference. And again, it's a combination of things. On one hand, you might have that your nervous system is dysregulated. To that, add that you might have some past life contracts, you might have some energetic implants, you might have some, entities in your energy field, limiting beliefs that come from your upbringing. You might be in holding a lot of fear because of the experiences you had in your early years. There is a reason why you cannot do the things you need to do and things you can do to change your life. The key here, or the important part here, is that you find out that you find out what's going on. And for that, you need a holistic approach. You need to implement physical sensations. You need to implement physical movement. You might need to meditate. You might need to book an energy clearing session for somebody else to help you release the stored energy or help you come back into balance. You might need to go to therapy. There are some different things you might need to do to be able to implement the action you have to implement. And the fact that you need to do all of those things or some of those things doesn't mean there is something wrong with you. It's just the process we need to follow. Having work to do doesn't mean you are flawed. It just means you need adjustment. And the adjustment most times is for the mind and for the body, because the spirit already knows that it's perfect and you are a spirit. You are just a spirit living in a physical body. Or you might be a spirit that needs realignment, and that's fine. So be with yourself, be on your side always. It's really important that you work on accepting yourself, that you work on being okay with who you are, that you work on seeing yourself, because sometimes we don't even do that. We don't know who we are. We cannot see our strengths. We cannot see how we contribute to the world in a positive way. And we all do. We all bring something to the table. You might just need to learn to see that about yourself. There are so many different tools that can help you do this, and there are so many different ways in which you can let go of what's holding you back. So just be nice to yourself, be good to yourself, because that's essential.